If you do not try, you will not know that that one had the ability. Because after all, it's one seed that becomes a tree, that becomes a forest.
People, how do you manage to harness all your skills and be productive? You know, you have so many skills and you harnessed them in such a way that it's producing results. What has helped you in doing this?
I would say number one is God, and then you being able, and the kind of information that you're exposed to would actually go a long way in how much you can dig into yourself and be able to bring out a lot of things. Because the truth is that a lot of people have these things inside of them, but they've not even been able to know how to look inward and be able to discover those things. So I'm always grateful for the teachings of Pastor Sam Adeyemi, because that's where that's the person that I attached myself to as a young adult, as a very young adult coming out of university. So that has changed my mindset, being able to gain clarity. I remember when I finished NYSC, you know how getting jobs in Nigeria is now, or even setting up in life. But I was able to sit down. I still have that jotter, and till today, jotters are one of my favorite things to have. Notebook. I still have that jotter till today. That jotter is over 10 years old. But that day I sat down and I said, what are the things that I can make money from? Mommy, I was able to list out 13 things, and getting a job was number 13. Getting a job was number 13.
What was the first?
Entertainment. Number 2, music. Number 3, fashion. Do you understand? So I was able to list out all of that, and I started, attempting all of them one after the other.
Wow.
And I kept applying for the job. Then I started attempting, making moves, looking for opportunities that had those things written all over them. Do you understand? I started attempting things that had those 13 things written all over them while still applying for a job. So I can't apply. As in, when I look back, I still have all of those I beg to apply emails in my old email. I'm telling you, when I look at it, I said, now, so me, I applied for this job. Jesus is Lord. As in, that I shook. As in, it shocked me when I look at this, but I'm grateful for the growth. You understand? So basically, you just have to have that clarity. The kind of teachings that you expose yourself to actually go a long way, because I can't help you to be able to do what I do if you've not even discovered yourself. Because one thing I always tell people is like that parable of the talent that Jesus gave. He gave one 5. He gave one 2. He gave one 1. God knows what he's doing. So even if it is that one thing that he gave you to do, you do not know that that one has the ability to birth 10.
Exactly.
If you do not try, you will not know that that one had the ability. Because after all, it's one seed that becomes a tree, that becomes a forest.
Do
you understand? So that's where a lot of people meet it. They look at other people like, this person can do so much. You did that thing that you know how to do. You to do it and shine in it. So for me, how do I do it? I think it's just basically God, clarity, being able to. We are all, as in, I don't think anybody has attained 100% clarity, but you only
never do.
Like the Bible says, you see in part. You see in part. You keep seeing in part, and every moment that you have is an assignment. And so part time you are fulfilling purpose. Wherever you find yourself, you are fulfilling purpose. So things will keep unveiling to you the more you try. The deeper you dip, the closer you get to the gold, the closer you get to the diamond, the closer you get to that image that God has actually created you to be. But if you don't bother to dig at all, you can't know. That's just it. You can't know. So you need to ask those questions. What are those things that are natural to me? Like things that I can do without even thinking, without even, they wake you up like this. It's something that you can do easily, That's what makes you different from the next person. So my own is, if you will only try. If you only try, right? Be clear about the things that, if it is singing that you can sing, write it down. If it is playing an instrument that you write it down. Whatever it is, if it is gisting, look at Fela Drotoye. They used to beat him as a child for talking too much. For talking too much. Look at where he is today. Now they talk, they feed him and the family. So there are levels to these things. So that's one thing that Fela Drotoye had. But look at what that one thing birthed in his life and the life of others. So you need to just dig deep and be able to find who you are in Christ. You know, the promises God has made for you. And what are those things that people always come to you to get advice on? Those things that people always ask you questions about. Because this question that you have asked me is one of the most asked questions in my life. People are always fascinated to want to know, how do you do this thing? And you know, so if people are constantly asking me, then it means there's that's another gift. The how of turning who you are to money. The how of turning your gift to money. The how of monetizing your innate ability. So it's all encompassing, but it's all left to you. You have to do work yourself. You answer the questions of the how, the when, the who, the what, the how. It's only when you have that clarified, then you can now start attempting those things one after the other. And then from there, you can now scale up. So basically, I hope I've been able to answer the question.
Yes, so you have.